5,000 years ago, this land was nothing but a dark, barren desert, until the goddess Cecilia blessed it with the 6 stones of virtue, bringing a new age of life to the continent.
When the founders arrived in the region, they discovered these megalithic stones of virtue. It was undeniable these were the 6 beating hearts that gave these lands life. They must be protected. Soon after the discovery, more humanoids came to this place to prosper, and the city was named Vimeros after the 6 walls they had built around it.
Eventually, a wizard named Ogratus wanted the stones of virtue for himself. He spent hundreds of years in the Outlands, amassing an undead army of beasts and ill-fated wanderers. He perfected necromancy and unleashed a siege upon the city of Vimeros in an attempt to claim the transcendent stone. However, 6 heroes known as the Virtuous, each empowered directly by a stone of virtue, stood against Ogratus and stopped his effort.
Their foe was only driven away and never slain. They knew he would return and decided the only way to keep the stones safe is to separate them. Each member of the Virtuous took a stone of virtue in a separate direction, miles away from home. This event became known as the 6-sided dichotomy.
Many, many generations have passed, and each of the city-states seems to have taken on personalities of their own, yet they stay united as one country. As the new inhabitants shape their futures, the true history of Vimeros has all but vanished, and has been replaced by strict laws which are enforced to ensure the population never outweighs the resources in this country. The world may not know it yet, but without convergence, the stones of virtue are slowly dying. It's time to venture into Vimeros. Hello and welcome one and all. I am in the wrong box. Jacob and I always get swapped for some reason, but I'll fix that here in a minute. My name's not Jacob. I'm the usual host, but not tonight. Not for like 2 months, it seems. Say hi to James, who's leading tonight.
Yeah, hey, this is Gravity Phalanx or James. Welcome to our playtest of Daggerheart Critical Role's play new thing. If you saw us last week, you heard probably some of our initial thoughts about it, but I'm gonna just kind of dive in, because you probably know us by now, or if you don't, you will. We last left our adventuring group here in the city kingdom of Gastonia. They are the custodians of the cluster. If each of you would like to introduce yourself and your characters, go at it. Whoever wants to go first.
Roll initiative. No, wait, there's no initiative.
Not in this game.
Zing!
I am Josh. I am playing Goldrich Sparklebeard, the royalty who just kind of fell into place of, life's good. Let's go conquer.
Life's good, let's go conquer.
That's right.
I mean, it's a good motto. Alright, and I am Jacob, and I am playing Roquette. I am a wild-born seraph. I almost called myself a safari. So, that's about how my day is going.
You're anything but wild, Jacob.
Not wrong.
I'm Alex. I'm playing a Slyborn Ribbit Rogue named Grumby Smallhop. That's what he sounds like.
And with that, last time, the custodians of the cluster were invited to Gastonia by the great king, Vaughn the Valiant, to celebrate them and for their siege of Shadow's End and defeating the Dread Lord 1 year ago. During this carnival of jugglers, butt magicians, and
Butt
a few
sorcery.
other carnival tricks, as they were talking to the king, and they said that they would go and help a young wandering merchant clear out a forest. The town and carnival was attacked by Seraphina. Two perfected zombie bruisers are just beating up the party, and Seraphina standing as she yells at Roquette and demeans him for leaving her to die at the hands of the dying Dreadlord. We never really figured out how she died, but you left her. You left her at the battle, and now she's all ticked off.
Hey, how
say?
does one heal a healer?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Heal yourself, asshole.
But from where we left off last, we were in combat. Roquette was face to face with Seraphina and separated by the two perfected zombie bruisers, as Goldrick and Grumby were just out of reach of potentially surrounding Seraphina.
I just put one in the chokehold.
Yeah, you put one in a chokehold, and we found out that you have a kind of a broken chokehold stabby stab situation going on.
Well, we found out that rogues are the only class they actually play tested and, wanted everyone else to have a good time with.
Yep. With that, a couple things I wanted to remind everyone as we go. Just if you have experiences that you can use for attacks, or you feel like an experience will work, it does cost a hope token to activate that experience, but you can also spend a hope to give someone else advantage to help them make their attack or ability or whatever it is. And with that, I turn it over to the three of you. Do we want to do a marching order of this time of who starts?
I think I went last, so whoever wants to go first.
You know what? I think that I jumped in first last time. So you know what, Josh?
Sure.
Why don't you go first?
I'll go first. I'm going to rage, and what I mean by that is I'm going to become unstoppable, and the time length of that is exactly one scene. So for the next one scene, I will be unstoppable.
I'm sure that is described somewhere about exactly what one scene is, and I think that's what this is. So you are unstoppable. Does that cost you anything to do?
Each time I actually benefit from it, it has a value of 8 right now. And if I add a damage die or reduce damage, I lose one of those currency, I guess, that
Okay.
resource.
Okay.
So,
You have mad tokens.
I do have mad tokens. And then I will use my hollowed axe to make an attack on the nearest enemy.
All right, go ahead. Again, this enemy is a perfected zombie, but what it's styled as is a undead zombie in a harlequin mask and jester outfit, carrying a large axe that it was using to cleave you all into little bits last time.
How about I show you how to use an axe?
You have advantage because I'm chokeholding the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let me roll with advantage. Advantage. Wha-bam. That is a 23 with hope on the
That
attack roll.
hits,
Wonderful.
and you give yourself a hope token.
Ooh.
No
Max out on
cap.
hope. So,
Y'all got the Riz this time.
duh, Riz.
See about that. Grumpy's very unpleasant.
What is this? +2. Alright, roll my damage. Plus my d6 for my unstoppable. I'll reduce one of my unstoppable points, and I did 36 damage.
So 36 damage for this one. Only gets over its minor damage threshold. So you deal 1 point of damage to it. However, as we talked about last time, because these things are kind of broken, that was the 1 point you needed. How do you want to kill this one?
Yeah, I was gonna mention my onslaught ability where my minimum is 2 hit points.
Right. Well,
But
you
still.
still, if we were doing rules as written, you had a couple more to go.
I'm gonna do the old,
I've actually
cleaving-
added 2d6 to that because of chokehold as well. It's every attack roll that's against some other vulnerable.
Okay, so plus 7.
You really killed the thing.
Yeah.
I really killed it.
Either way,
so-
it's dead. So.
So I'm gonna cut it right down the middle, but from the crotch up.
you,
Good
as you
ol'
go up,
swirl
I
it one
imagine
time.
Grumpy removes the hands so they don't
I go boing, and then
Yeah.
fly backwards off the thing.
You had a good hold on it there. What's your name, Grumpy? Grumpy.
You know my name.
I do
You
know
know
your
my
name.
name.
In the heat of
we've
battle, I
mentioned
lose my mind a bit.
Seraphina yells out, "No, not that one. It was my favorite."
You're not gonna have any favorites soon.
Since you rolled
What
a
in
hope-
particular about this one was better than the other ones?
He was so funny. Look at his cleaved in twain face. Look how silly it was. The mask falls off, and it's just the most grotesque, jawless thing that you've ever seen.
Ah, it's so silly. So funny. What a bitch.
Well, that
Did
does
any-
bring us to Jacob's turn.
Did any of these guys get vetted before working for the carnival? I don't understand how this is such a lapse in judgment.
That's where you can see the king over in
Wow.
his castle and just be like, "Oh, I should have done more work, but then that means I'd be guilty, so no, I'm just going to blame it on my interior of fun and parties. You're fired.
Did you
Here's
say
a
your
cream
knight
pie."
interior?
Damn, a cream pie for
Yep.
failing.
For failing.
Heyo.
Apparently, that's
Wrong.
how he fires people, is by throwing a cream pie at them.
by cream
That
pie
we
at them?
established last time.
We did establish that last time. Okay,
That's locked and loaded.
just swing at that. I hate the system. I'm having such a hard time focusing. I'm just gonna swing at my axe at this chick
Okay.
person. Okay. That's gonna be Jesus Christ. Starting out strong here with 22 with fear.
22 with fear is just shy of hitting her.
All right. I'm flavoring this that Rooket's just so fed up with this day. He's so tired. He can't understand why Seraphina blames them for her death, since she was the healer. She should have healed herself.
Yeah.
And it's just distracting him. He's swinging around just willy-nilly.
That being said, remember we did talk about experiences before he came on. Is there an experience you can add if you burn a hope?
No, because there's a really fun thing in this system, guys, that you have to roll hope to get hope.
Oh yeah.
And if you play a class that uses hope a lot, and you don't roll hope to get hope, and no
You're
one
hopeless.
else in the party can give hope,
You're hopeless.
then you're hopeless.
For
So
4
I have
hours.
one hope left, because the party would know this if we were playing in person. You would see my one hope token left.
Yeah, you'd only have one little thingy.
Yeah, hanging out. Just for anyone out there listening, maybe we re-examine that rule for Seraphs. Just throwing out there. That's all.
Jacob, can I
Sounds like you
ask,
need to get good.
does Rocket have any stress points right now?
Nope.
Okay. So I have an ability that's not helpful yet.
Unstressed, hopeless.
Yeah.
Unstressed but hopeless. Let me also throw it out there. That there is a very vaguely worded part of the prayer dice that makes it seem like I might be able to give myself hope, but also doesn't make it seem like I might be able to give myself hope, but I can give everyone else hope. So you guys start using up your hope so I can give it to you.
No promises.
So as you miss, she cackles at you and your ineptitude as you see this blackish purple energy start from her gut as she opens her mouth and just looks up at the sky to go wah. And I need everyone to do a reaction roll with strength.
What the fuck is that in reaction roll?
So basically it's like a save.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a strength-based save.
20 with hope.
'Look at that. 15 with hope.
15 with fear.
Ooh, yay. That being said, can everyone roll a d20 and tell me what you get?
Just a flat d20.
Yep.
14.
No, I can't.
That's a 4. I got some spare d20s out just in case something like this came up.
I got a dirty 20.
Well, wouldn't it be a natural 20? Because it's just a flat.
I guess you're right.
Oh boy. So this is the Beam of Decay. If you all fail, you take 4d20 magic damage. And the other part of this is if any of you suffer a major or severe, you need to let me know. Because that will do something additional on top of this.
Awesome.
Not
What
like
is that of a misery?
So, total of 56 points of damage.
Okay.
Did that hit anyone's major or severe?
that would hit my
Yeah.
severe, but if I can spend an armor slot, it won't.
But it still hits
That's
your
also
major.
true.
It does hit my major after the armor slot, yes.
Okay.
Can we
It's
only
gonna
use one
hit.
armor slot at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't remember.
So it's still hitting my major, but yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading. I did read the rules over this week, but they're so bad that
So
Anyway, yeah, that hits my severe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think if I remember that would hit your severe. So you all also are now vulnerable, and you take 2 points of stress
All right. Well, I mean, if we're
until
being
after your
vulnerable,
next action. Yeah.
I mean, if we're being vulnerable, I did just get a book on if I have ADHD or not. It's been a rough week, guys.
All right, so that resets her countdown of that ability. You all take whatever 1 through 3 hit points of damage. You all took the 2 stress. You're all vulnerable. It's still her turn, but because she did that, I'm actually going to have the one Harlequin who is by Grumby and Goldrick to see the little frog guy and try to attack him.
Try me.
Try. I don't think so. For a total of 13.
No!
Yeah, for Rogue, it's not going to do anything.
I literally just sidestep. I go.
She moves one of the hordes of zombies, now bolstered by the dead civilians within their ranks, very akin to maybe a necromancer orc, we all know, is now moving within range. Next turn, they will be able to move into everyone's range to make attacks. But that ends her turn, their turn. And that would bring us to Alex.
All right. Can I attack the lady, or do I have to keep fighting this zombie?
You can attack whomever you would like.
All right, we're attacking the lady. Do the first attack here. Making sure I can't do anything. I'd like to position myself with advantage with Rocket here, so I get that sneak attack shit. Okay, let's roll this shit. That's a 29 with fear.
That hits.
Oh, no, it's also a crit success, so it's double 12s.
Nice.
So we're gonna do. They need
Well,
the
I
thing
guess
on
it
the
wouldn't,
app that
it
says.
wouldn't be with fear if it's double 12s.
It's double 12. It says with fear. That's why I'm like.
It says with
it's got the
fear,
color
but
of fear.
that's broken.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah.
So just a crit success.
Since you're near me, you'll also clear a hit point or an additional stress.
I'll do a hit point. Go. Okay, so let's roll damage here. It'll be. What's the crit again? It's all of max die, right?
Yeah, max damage, then you roll again.
Okay. So my damage for this is 5d10 plus 6.
Wow.
So this is gonna be plus, and
Plus
now
50.
a d8 as well, cause my sneak attack damage. So this will be plus 56 total. This damage. Woo! Roll. That's a 90 damage with the first
Nice.
attack.
Yeah, you do 3 hit points worth of damage.
Hooray!
She is now actually injured.
So after the big negative beam, I go, ah, and then I literally Naruto run up to this lady, who unsuspectingly I'm running right by her. I get in the advantage position and go, straight face. And she's like, ah. All right, let's do it again, but this time with my dagger. With advantage. Here we go. That's a 16 with fear.
That will miss.
Okay. Well, you know, can't all be winners all the time.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple things we can do here. The zombie horde that is near you will move up, or the zombie legion will move up to all of you and overwhelm you. And I will spend. This is mean. So it says when a creature within melee distance deals damage. Oh, you haven't done that. Never mind. Oh, I'll just hit one of you. Let's go around. I don't think I've tried to hit Jacob for a bit.
I mean, it depends on how you define try to hit. I mean,
Well,
Seraphina
now-
has been hitting me.
Oh, she has been?
Yes.
I want
Go
this to
for
be
it, though.
fair. Yeah, oh yeah, let's do it. So I rolled a 17 to hit you,
All right.
which I believe you have an 8
Of
for
course.
evasion. Okay. So you're going to take 10d6 physical damage.
Perfect.
Uh, $11, 17, 18, 30 points of damage.
All right.
Physical. As you just feel their hands claw and scrape at your whatever tatters of armor you have as they overwhelm you. That's only one. And then the bruiser behind will attempt to attack Goldrick for a 7 total. So
That'll hit.
that hits, yeah.
Mhm.
I have to literally, I think, roll a 2 with them to miss you.
Yeah.
And that would be a crit. Oh no, because you did d20. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is 4d12s.
Good.
"21 points of physical damage as they bring their great axe down and their head shakes as the little bells on the end of their hat jingle, and you hear just a sound from their mouth.
Well, it's going to take more than that to take me down. As I hastily start looking for my 1 health potion that I know I have somewhere in one of these pockets.
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Oh, and then yeah, I don't want to do that. It's your turn.
So for dual wielding, if I do an attack action, is that like I swing them both?
That's what I've been doing.
Because I have not done that. And I heard you do it. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can allow it because I think
It seems
if we
crazy.
Like, what's the
Were,
reason to hold in
do
2?
it,
All right.
to do 2, then you'd have to roll for each one, and then you have the potential of, for this gameplay, let's do it as 1. But I think the ideal is that, like, if you were to have 2 attacks on each hand, you'd roll for each, which could end your turn mid-turn.
Right. Yeah, that's weird. Because either I'm going to start rolling both, or I'm going to grab a 2-handed weapon.
I would just say, for fairness, I think I would say if you miss but you succeed with hope, just go again.
Okay. Alright. So, I'm going to... I'm still unstoppable, apparently. And, you know, I'm going to attack the nearest enemy.
Okay. Yeah, that would be that Harlequin bruiser.
Ooh.
Piece of candy.
Alright. Let's do it. I'll use the website. Click. Clickety clack. Rolling. Should be able. 21 with hope.
That hits.
I will add my d6 to this in a second. Oh yeah. 50 damage.
So would that be... So that only got their major. You said your minimum is 2? So does that make it 3 or still just 2?
Nope, it's still just 2.
Okay. So you do 2 hit points worth of damage. Although you rolled with hope, I'm going to cash in 2 fear tokens I have to allow this zombie bruiser to use a fear... It's kind of ambiguous because it says spend a fear token, and usually if you spend a fear token, like, you can just go, but I think that's kind of unfair for this move. So I'm going to spend 2 to take over, like, the action, and then the 1 for their move. So 3 total. And they will make a great axe attack against everyone who is nearby. And I think that's really only you, as they kind of just do like a spin whirling attack. Now, if you get damaged from the attack, you're knocked back to close range. So for this terms, I would say you're just like knocked back the full distance, and that would be away from your allies.
Okay.
And then you must mark an armor slot after taking damage.
That's nice.
Yeah. So let's see if it hits, but that's just what will happen. I rolled a 16 plus 4, 20, so it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at me, you're gonna hit. Just assume I don't have evasion.
Yeah. Where'd my dice go? $13, 22, 25.
25 will hit my minor.
So yeah, you'll take the 1 point of damage, and you lose 1 armor slot if you have it.
Wait. What's resistance? Is that half?
Yeah.
And you said how much points? 22?
25.
25? Alright, might seem crazy, but I'm going to use one of my unstoppable points and an armor slot, and I will take stress instead of HP damage.
Cool. So you still lose 1 stress from the attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you lose 2 armor slots total this turn.
Right, okay.
And then you're pushed back the close distance.
I can live with it.
But it's still your turn. or your all's turn. I just burned some fear tokens there.
It's fine with me. I'll
Awesome.
toss it up.
Anything else you can do, Josh?
I could do my secondary thing, but I'm scared of rolling with fear, so I'm just gonna let you do stuff.
Awesome. I'll
He's literally rolling with fear.
I'll go ahead and jump in here because I'm not scared to roll with fear.
That's
I'm gonna spend
odd.
two stress points to swap out one of my domain effects here, or my domain cards, and I'm gonna swap out a healing card, Mending Hands, for Stunning Sunlight.
Ooh. What does that do?
Stunning Sunlight requires me to make a spellcasting roll, and for you to then make a reaction roll if I hit. I can target as many people as I want depending on how much hope I have. And on a success, they'll take 4d20 magic damage, if you succeed the check. If you fail the check, you'll take 4d20 magic damage and are temporarily stunned, keeping them from taking actions until you spend fear to remove the condition.
Wow.
So, we're going to
Magic
try and
flashbang.
hit Seraphina here. Essentially, yeah, magic fleshbang. Fleshbang? Magic
Hey!
fleshbang.
This is the
Green
kingdom of
pies
the
and
king. Green pies,
flashbangs.
people.
We're streaming this directly to Only Brands.
That's a 24 with hope.
Nice.
Does
That
hit?
will hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Awesome. So now I need Seraphina to make a reaction roll. It doesn't say what against. It just says a reaction roll.
Gotta love it.
She rolls
I'm
a 6
assuming-
and has no stats to use.
Oh, perfect. Then she fails.
She has wisdom of centuries and ancient knowledge that I could potentially add, I guess.
I
But
mean-
neither.
Up to you. The roll that she has to beat is 14.
I'm gonna say, with wisdom of centuries, I get that up to a 9. But that's still a 9, and I'm not gonna give her the auto difficulty 20. So one of the things, like if you're going against a character that has a difficulty 23, and they're able to add their experience, so her difficulty is 23 that we've been dancing around. But if she can add her anything else, it makes it 25 or 26, which is a little broken. But
Definitely.
with this one, I'm just gonna say it's 9, and she fails.
It's definitely broken when there's not something similar to that we can add to ourselves in our
Yeah.
evasion or anything.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, Roket's gonna get hit by that gross purple shit that she spit out of her mouth, and stumble back, grossed out, and just put his axe forward and go, "I too can play at that game," and shoot out a giant bright beam of light at her.
And then how much damage does it do?
This is gonna be 4d20. We're rolling them right now.
Nice, nice.
To-do. If I can figure out how to use this thing. There we go. That is going to be, wow, Jesus Christ, 23 points of
Oh
damage.
man.
But she's stunned, so until you spend a fear token.
So that's 1 hit point.
Yeah, it's great. This system works great, guys.
And
Praise the fear of God!
for what I want to do next,
It was
I have
a, it was
enough
a minor
fear
god.
tokens.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna spend one right now because it also doesn't say whether it has to be on my turn or when. So I'm just gonna spend it now so she's no longer stunned.
Immediately spend the fear.
It just says until the GM spends a fear to remove this.
It's immediate.
Look,
for me,
You're not very scary.
For me, it's just so that I don't have to remember to do it later.
we can keep going. I'm just,
Yeah.
shake. I'm gonna shake the axe after. Just the hell is broken. Grumpy, I need a new one.
Yeah, you see the light wash over her, and she just like turns back around. Her eyes already dead, but then they solidify back on you. And she's like, "Nice try."
Yeah, that hurt just a little bit, right?
But a scratch. But a scratch. My
Alright,
old friend.
I'm doing it big over here because I'm still in the advantage position. I'm gonna make my experience assassin for hire +2 to my attack rolls when I'm in a sneak attack position. If that's fair and easy to you, James.
Yeah, as long as you burn that hope to do it.
Deal. So we're gonna do this big again. Let's see. Okay, I rolled a 25 with fear.
I got my fear back.
Mm-hmm.
But it hits.
Nice. Let's do this. +2, no, +1d8 because of sneak attack. Roll 44 damage.
Woo! That does 2 points of damage to her.
You
Or
love to
2
see
hit
it.
points. Yeah.
It's literally the same. Like as she gets like ravaged by the light, and then kind of just shakes it off, and be like, "Hey, that sucks."
I know, it's almost like I'm operating in a broken system.
I'm going to do 2 things because she can. One is open the gates of death. Spend a fear token to summon a zombie legion at close. So I'm just going to say another one, like, uses their full action to, like, come over, and you're now surrounded by 2 hordes intermingling. She's also going to spend a point of stress to activate 1d4 additional adversaries. So let's...
Nice.
I rolled up to 4, but I only really want to do the 2 zombie hordes. Attack any attacks they use deal half damage. You may also spend 1 fear, so I'm going to spend that other fear I was holding on to per attack to have them deal full attack damage. You know what? I'm just going to spend both of them. I'm out of fear at the moment. But I still have 2 action tokens that I can use. The first one is going to go against Grumby. That is a 13 to hit.
And I'm going invisible.
Second one is Goldrick. That is a 19 to hit. And they will deal full damage. So that's 10d6. $19, $24. 33 points of physical damage.
33 to me.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my subclass thing.
No.
Where I'm gonna take minor damage because I can use hope in place of armor slots.
Nice. So what? So you take 1 point of minor damage.
Mm-hmm.
Still has 2 action tokens left, so that's where that bruiser is going to come back, push their way through that horde as they go, and they say something. It sounds familiar to, like, you cheated me out of money, maybe? I don't know. It sounds like garbled insides as they spit up some intestines coming out. They will attack Goldrick. It's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, everything hits.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I don't like unless I should just say if it doesn't hit.
Yeah,
honestly.
don't-
Yeah.
Oh, and I've been underdoing the damage on them. I keep forgetting to add the +10.
Oh no.
So 43, 53 damage.
53.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. What's half of 53?
20.
6.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So I'll use my stoppable thing to have the incoming damage, and then I mark 1 HP.
The last action token. Seraphina will look behind her. Are you actually invisible, Alex?
Yeah, and I teleport after that too. I become
Okay.
hidden and then I teleport.
Okay, so then she can't see you. So then she'll just look at Rocket and point her hand as a necrotic blast comes out of her hand towards you.
You hit.
Yeah, it's a 20, whatever. 22 points of magic damage. And she's like, "Feel my slumber." And that's I'm out of stuff. I'm out. So it's all your turn.
Spend my last armor slot there to bring that down to my minor threshold. Rocket does not look great right now. Not look great. But if anyone's still in melee range with me, any of my allies are in melee range at all,
I'm still technically there, you can't see me.
damage is reduced to you. It doesn't say how much, it just says it's reduced to you.
I'll say, how about what's your proficiency? No, that seems broken because it's max 6, like reducing it by 6.
I'm assuming it's supposed to be by my armor slot amount. Because my brave shield, whenever I use an armor slot, reduces damage for my allies as well. So I'm assuming it's on my armor slot, but
yeah, I think so.
it's not clear. So just throwing it out there. If you're still around for this turn, you got that little helpful hand there.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's Alex's turn.
All right. Well, after you blast Seraphir, Rocket here, I'm gonna chokehold you because that's what I built the character to do. So as you go, and you're like, maniacal laughter. I'm like, ribbit, right? Like, throw it at your neck or knife at your neck, ready to strike, and that's exactly what I'll do.
Okay.
Let's see if this hits. Advantage. I'm gonna spend another hope to give it another +2 on that.
Keep that 1 hope. Do you just need 2 to make it? Because I can give you prayer dice.
I mean, I rolled a 28 with the 2 on top of that. 28 with fear on by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm just scared this whole time.
Yeah, 28 will hit.
Okay, which means we're gonna roll this damage. It's gonna be +1d8, as well as +2d6 for the chokehold. Here we go. Okay, I rolled a 33. That's ridiculous. I had more die. Another more plus, and I rolled less than my other ones.
How do you attack her? Is it just stabbing her, or like,
yeah, I'm sure. I'm literally I'm like on her shoulders practically. You know what I mean? Just kind of going at it.
Yeah, as you stab her neck, it feels like you're stabbing almost into sand as you pull back out the dagger, and just this thick motor grease quality comes out of her neck. It doesn't even spray; it just is like dripping. Yeah.
This isn't my first time.
Let's be fair. I attacked you. You know what? Yeah, let's be fair. I'm gonna try to go for Alex again. As everyone kind of went, so I'm just gonna start over with a zombie horde that's behind is gonna try and like reach and grab you and claw at you as you're on her. I'm actually gonna give them advantage because they're kind of flanking mixed combo.
In a way.
In a way. Cool. 18 plus 2, so 20.
You got it, finally.
Finally. Let's see how much damage. Actually, 10d6.
I actually have something on the hit that I have to activate here real quick. My parrying dagger. Once there's an attack against you, roll this weapon's damage die. If any match the attackers, they are removed before damage is totaled.
If any dice match dice.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means, but
So yeah, roll your dice.
damage die is 5d6 plus 2.
Yeah, roll a 5d6 and each individual die, if it matches another individual die, that's subtracted. It's very complex for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't roll them all at the same time, so if you get some 5s and you get some 2s,
I got 2 2s and 1 5.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that those are removed because I definitely
-9.
I'm looking at 2 2s and a 5 right now. So
-9.
8, 9, yeah, 25. So that's 25 points of physical damage as they claw at you, trying to get you off of their craters, revivifyers back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll activate my slot here. So it's 25 minus 6. Puts me at 19, so it's still that's kind of useless. It's still major damage. Okay, well no, it's not. It's actually a minor damage because 20 is my major. Hell yeah, let's go 1 HP. So I'm fighting off the claws. I'm like still attached to her head. I'm like, but some of them get through.
I'm gonna activate him again because you can spend 2 to activate the same one twice.
Do it.
You won't.
Let's do that whole process again.
12, 20, 12, 14.
Nope.
Nope.
Now I'm
Yeah.
invisible on her neck.
That ends my turn.
I'm essentially a necklace.
That brings
You
us
can't
to,
see.
to Josh. Yeah. You're pushed back. You're I think at this point far from your allies, surrounded in a horde of zombies. The Harlequin bruiser is slowly trudging towards you as they just pushed you back.
Nice. So I'm going to immediately clear 1d4 hit points. So they say. Hey! I got a 4. And then I'm going to attack my nearest opponent.
Okay.
Shocker.
Whoa!
A change of events. Just kidding.
Wait, did you say you're going to attack the nearest opponent?
That's right. I got 18 with hope.
Do you want it to be the horde or do you want it to be the bruiser?
Bruiser.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a hope to make a forceful push. So the hope
I will
just
say
got.
that an 18 misses the bruiser.
Ooh. Okay.
I can add prayer dice to that to make it hit if 6 of them would make it hit.
Yeah, so it would make it hit.
Awesome. How many do I need? Just the 6
2.
or 2? Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Cool. So, I push the target out of melee range. And they're... I don't know how much time this means, but they're temporarily vulnerable.
I think until the end of their turn.
Okay.
With,
And
or
then-
you know what? That doesn't make sense because one of the other things says that. I'm gonna say until the start of your turn again.
Sure.
Whatever
Also,
that means.
Seraphina's vulnerable now.
Whatever
Too.
you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna roll my damage. $44 plus 11 was that is already added. Oh, that's it.
How much damage? 44 damage.
Yeah, 44.
Oh, I thought it was like 4d4.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I was waiting for you to do that. So that's 2 points. I do feel like that ability that gives you the automatic 2 should just give you automatically 1.
One more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that was my other critique of this, is that you can only max do 3 points of damage, which seems weird. Which would reward you as like the barbarian. If you get 3, you do a 4th one.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I can only.
But
make
we're
that
not
happen.
playing that way.
I can only make that happen with a crit.
Yeah. We're not doing it right now. But it is looking pretty damaged, as its clothes are tattered and you can see the insides of it. Basically, the clothes were holding in its guts, so now they're just on the floor at its feet, sloshing around, falling out.
Ew.
And you said you rolled with hope, so it's still everyone's turn. I think Jacob's turn.
Nice.
Seraphina's vulnerable.
Cool. I'm gonna start off by taking that minor health potion to clear out those hit points. Awesome. That's great. I love that. Cool. And then because we have the hope for it, I'm gonna do the stunning sunlight one more time. But I want to position myself. I want to position myself to try and hit both Seraphina and the Bruiser, because I can, as long as I can reach within far, I can hit them.
Yeah, you could where you're at, or you could just put your hands in both directions and get them.
Cool. If you're good with that, I am.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and make that spellcast roll. This first one, use Seraphina. The second one, I'm gonna just because I said I was gonna do it twice, I'm gonna roll them both real quick. Seraphina was a 9 to hit,
Misses.
and then the Bruiser was a 16. The 9 was with fear, and the 16 was with hope.
Yeah, it doesn't really say how the best way to do that would be, but that's how I was gonna roll. Is like just attack both of them, and then at the end we'll figure out which one's greater. So fear, so I'll get a turn after. Yeah.
I kind of intuited that that's probably what we were going to end up doing, since we like to do things the slightly easier way.
Yeah. But you said 16 with hope.
Yes.
That will miss.
All right. Huh? 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 Huh?
Or will it?
Or will it?
Are you gonna do something to help?
Not gonna do anything else. Are one of you doing something?
Not quite, but kinda. Once per long rest, when a character has failed an action they were attempting, you can console or inspire them. You both clear 2 stress.
I'll take it.
That's alright. Alright, Rocket, you'll get them next time. Did you warm up your staff before we... I know we're at the carnival and all, but... It's time for action. Tell your staff to get with it.
I'm gonna just shake the axe in the air, maybe like hit it against my hand a few times, like the blunt side of it. I don't know. I feel as if the damn thing is broken. Ego, are you playing a joke on me? Looking at the sky.
Yeah, I heard of a story once where, clerics and seraphs, could deal with undead pretty easily. I wonder what... That must have been fiction.
It's a misnomer. We do much better with the living than the undead. All right.
All right. Quick question before I go.
Yeah.
How do we regain hope again? Is when we roll with hope, or does the party roll?
When
with hope?
you roll with hope,
Yeah.
and it's actually her turn, because Jacob rolled with fear on that second
Nice.
go around. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, she's not gonna do it yet. She has something she's gonna do, and I only have one, so she's going to continue her barrage of Rocket. She's like, "You were supposed to watch the rear."
Choked breath.
Seraphina, I was watching the rear. It was maybe not the right one.
20 to hit.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That
yeah.
definitely hits.
Yeah. Where are these dice at? 11, 22, 27, plus 5, 32. 32 points of magic damage. She points at you again and blasts you with her necrotic beam.
How much did you say?
32?
32, cool. I just wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah. So you're going to take 2 points of health damage. That ends her turn.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
As you can see that she's like beginning to like, it looks like a black mist is starting to fill the battlefield around her.
How's she looking health-wise? Is she like bloody?
Pretty injured. The stab you did to her neck is really starting to show.
I'm gonna whisper in her ear as my invisible self.
It's time to put you down like the dirty dog you are.
I get advantage of that, right? Oh. Hold on a second. I have too many advantages. Okay, let's roll this shit. 22 with fear. Gotta love the fucking... I've rolled fear every single fucking time.
It hits.
That was me last
Wait,
week.
no, it doesn't. 22 misses.
What?
I'll spend...
Can we prayer dice it up? Can you throw me some prayers, dude? Thoughts and prayers
Yeah.
my way?
I'll spend... Because it's 20... Oh, I just need one to hit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend 2. I'll give you 1 hope, and I'll let you hit her as well.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we're doing it big. Also, I have to be subtracting a hope for sneak attack, which is kind of fucked, but you know, whatever. 1d8 and then an extra 2d6 from the chokehold.
And after he goes, would you mind if we hit the break a little early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's more like
James
it.
does
44
mine.
points of damage.
44?
Mm-hmm.
2 points of health damage.
Hey, 2 hit points. All
This one's
right.
to her. This one's to her left shoulder. I go right into the fucking.
And that's a good part to go to commercial.
As I
Exactly.
I come out of the shadows. Again, I'm still there. I'm like,
You can do it.
Feels like I'm the only one.
Kind of.
That's the hope. It feels like you can do it.
that's my fear.
Yeah.
All weight's on me.
Oh
That's
man.
so funny.
We'll be
the
right
fuck is
back
this
after these short messages from our sponsor.
Are you looking to put some spruce back in your rust bucket step? Does your automaton need some fresh oil to get them going in the morning? Well, come on down to Fantastic Pete's Automaton Fix-It Emporium. We can just about fix everything. Have a justice unit who can't swing a sword or a farm bot who can't plow the field? Well, bring them on down to Fantastic Pete's Automaton Fix-It Emporium. For mentioning this ad, we'll give you a 20% discount on all oil changes, hydraulic diagnostics, and high-gloss finish. Or if you just need an oil change for your robot, we can do that for a low, low price of $3.99 of gold. So, come on down, bring your robot friend for a tune-up. While you're here, make sure to stock up on Fantastic Pete's synthetic blend of Warforged motor oil. We only serve the best here at Fantastic Pete's. And when you're here, your family.
We're located just off exit 17 on Road 37. Located just inside Valmoda across from the Wonderland Cat Emporium and Acupuncture Clinic. Keep an eye out for our mascot Pepper and Pete, the steel golem, as he'll wave you on in. And remember, when you're here, you're family.
No, really, listen. Did you know that every day you're just throwing money away online? Well, you are. No, shut up, you are. Did you know there's a simple web extension you can add to your browser? It's called Electrum. Electrum saves the site you're on and it looks for the best prices and possible coupons so you can save that sweet, sweet gold on your online purchases. See this dagger? Look how shiny. With Electrum, I saved nearly 3 copper pieces on this dagger. Think about that. When you're spelunking into dungeons and throwing those daggers left and right, you run out, right? And unless you find a dragon's hoard in the keep, it's on you to resupply your collection of daggers, darts, arrows, and caltrips. With Electrum, you're guaranteed to save on each of your purchases. Over the last year, I've saved nearly a platinum piece with all the savings that Electrum has been able to cut from those Vimmerosian prices. I could invest those savings back into adventuring gear, or I could buy a round of drinks for the party after a successful raid. And that's all thanks to Electrum, the web plugin that will save you money on your online purchases. Just follow our link and sign up now. Why are you waiting? Go, now! Well, maybe after the rest of the video, but go after that, and make sure to tell them we sent you.
My guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's Jacob here, and I'm going to take you down a consensual stroll to a place called the Ampersandbox merch store. It's a pretty rad place located over at streamlabs.com/Ampersandboxttrpg/merch. And it's got all kinds of Ampersandbox goodies. Not to mention, we're working on getting more badass gear listed over there. Okay, so again, we're gonna head on over to streamlabs.com/Ampersandboxttrpg/merch. Here, you're going to immediately be greeted by the work hard, play hard, eat hard, tea and tanks for men and women. A classic Ampersandbox goodie. If you scroll a little bit further down, you'll find a whole bunch of other gear though, like the Venture into Vimros embroidered patch, or this dope distressed dad hat. There's even a simple mouse pad with Josiah's face. We'll have the rest of the crew up there, eventually. Anyway, maybe a simple tee is more your style. So, let's check this one out. This is the Ampersandbox Venture into Vimros tee. It features our primary logo on the front of the shirt, while the campaign logo is displayed across the back. Revolutionary, I know. This shirt is absolutely fantastic, and has become a daily driver for me. The fabric is just thin enough that it's breathable and light for those hot summer days, while still being thick enough to count as a layer on those wintry nights out on the town. And it's available in gray, emerald, maroon, black, and a white-gray flecked color. Oh, what's that, Josh? You need your star player to re-record his lines from the last episode? Not a problem. I'm on my... Oh. You mean Zanag? Oh, alright. Fine. I'll go get him. Okay, guys. I've got to run. But feel free to explore on your own. This shop is seriously rad.
Hello, fellow story weavers. I am Josh McGee. Let me regale you in the tales of bravery, mystery, and Patreon. Are you ready to take your love for Ampersandbox to the next level? Are you interested in exclusive content such as custom stat blocks and maps, Q&A videos, deep discussions about characters, campaigns, and settings, or even just hanging out and indulging in the hot mess that is our aftershow? Well, you're in luck. Here at Ampersandbox, we've been bringing you the juiciest RP, insightful talk shows, structured podcast reviews, and captivating interviews. But guess what? We want to do more. Introducing our Patreon page, where you can become an integral part of our ever-growing community of creators. By supporting us, you'll unlock an extraordinary vault filled with all things Ampersandbox. Picture yourself engaging with the cast, diving into the secrets of our campaigns, and even shape the future of some of our stories. How about early access to our episodes, so you can be the first to witness our heroes' tragedies? Triumphs. But wait, there's more. As a patron, you'll receive personalized shoutouts, exclusive Discord channels, and the chance to be part of our exciting live events. Your support means the world to us. With your backing, we can continue to deliver high-quality content, upgrade our equipment, and bring even more excitement to your screens. Together, we'll weave tales that will forever be etched in the halls of gaming history. So gather your gear, ready your dice, and embark on this incredible journey with us. Head over to our Patreon page, where the magic truly happens. Join us as we build a thriving community of passionate tabletop role players. To all current and future patrons who make this all possible, cheers to you.
Oh, we're back. I
Welcome.
will stop saying what I was about to say.
Yeah, we're not critiquing the system or anything.
Not at all.
Last we left. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, before we go back, I have something super fun here for our audience and for the people mainly who watch our show afterwards, because who watches us while we're live? So recently, I became just to be upfront, do the roar.
What's the
Roar! Anyway, recently,
Roar.
to be upfront, I became an affiliate with a lens brand called Prism Lenses. And I wanted to extend my affiliate code to you guys to get 15% off their lenses. They're really neat. They do cool shit like this thing right here. Look at that. That's kind of neat, right, guys? Look at that. Does some weird shit for your photography.
Oh,
Anyway,
exactly.
go buy some lenses. It's fun.
Nice.
You get 15% off. And that's with code JIVE5E. You guys like that?
That's great.
JIV5E, nice.
Could be a whole channel.
Yeah. Right? If Ampersandbox doesn't work out, you know.
Yeah.
All right, that's all, guys. Sorry. That'd be a little bit cringy, right?
That's good. That's
Alex, before we left off, do you want to describe what you did?
Yeah, I was invisible on her neck, and then I whispered in her ear, "I'm gonna put you down like the dog you are." And then I unsheathed from the shadows, still on her neck, and then stab her right in the left shoulder. I think I did, what, 3 or 2 points of damage?
Two
Yeah,
HPs. With fear.
With fear, of course. Everything I've done today has been very scary.
Really scary.
Oh, scary.
So while we were on break, I rolled some dice just to make sure this next chain of events will happen. Because as you stab her, she will perform yet again the dance of death, marking stress to activate nearby adversaries. She's able to activate 3. And the first one will be a zombie horde against R. Well, are you invisible again for Grumby?
No, I attacked her. It's when I evade an attack, I can then become invincible.
Well, it's only a 12, so they miss.
So I...
However, the next zombie horde will attack Golric. Yeah, they hit. They didn't. Yeah. That being said, the bruiser, since they're going to do damage, is going to add their damage due to their memento mori. Spend a fear. So I have 3, spending 1. Spend a fear to make. Sorry, that's a different thing. Patience of the Dead.
Rewind.
Rewind. Sorry, they mark a stress. Patience of the Dead. When another adversary damages a target within very close or close of perfected zombie, mark a stress to have perfected zombie add damage from their great axe to the attack. So you're going to take 10d6 plus 4d12 plus 10. I want a dice roll. It's too much dice.
You can literally Google roll.
Yeah, that's
type
what
it
I'm
in.
doing.
Google dice are great.
They fair.
I should have gotten that part ready.
This game has a secret game within it called Yahtzee, where you just roll too many dice.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus the 4.
Coming to the shop near you, the Daggerheart branded dice cup.
That's
Roll your dice.
57 damage.
Can I reach the person that damaged them?
So you're surrounded by a zombie horde. So you. This is to you.
That's too
Yeah, I
many.
was about to
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
I got
I
yeah,
was
you're
like, I
right.
hope
So you can reach yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That's weird.
I had to begin to touch myself.
I mean, it goes with the kingdom.
Where even is? Oh,
That's true.
all right. Never mind. So how much damage did you just say?
57.
57. Is it? You know, I'll just spend 1 hope and it becomes major instead of severe.
Okay.
My positive outlook has made you weaker.
And then it is the bruiser zombie is also activated because of their kind of like horde mechanics of this thing. So they will also attack you. Yeah, they didn't roll a 2 or lower. So it's 4d12 plus 10 again.
I'm sorry, Commander Gary just blew my mind in chat real quick. Centaurs have 2 rib cages. They really. I was like, how does that? Horses don't have 2 rib cages. Was this guy
Yeah.
on something? Then I was like, wait, no.
They
They
do.
have the horse rib cage and the human rib cage.
Yeah, I'm
That's
thinking about
fucking
the
stupid.
digestive tract's got to be insane.
They have double. It's got to go through 2.
I mean, do they have to like rechew their food and shit too? I mean, do they have
Oh.
2 stomachs?
I bet it's just they have a really long small intestine in the human part, and then the big
Right.
intestine. Like I bet centaurs actually would be like a lot sleeker because they'd have less organs in the horse part.
How
How many
Wow.
stabs you should be
Wait.
dying? Well, guess what? It's empty there.
Commander Gary, you derailed this. How many hearts do they have? Do they have 2?
They would have to have 2 hearts, but then also like
'Cause a
No, they
human heart
wouldn't.
could-
I would operate that they only have, the necessary amount of organs. It's the
Right.
placement that's fucked.
Because it would have
So
to be like
with-
right in the center by their front horse legs, which would be
Yeah,
the
would it
base
be-
of the human.
yeah, would it be the base? Well, would it be the base of the human or a little farther underneath? Because
Why
then,
wouldn't
like,
it just be in the normal human area?
Because,
because
it
they have
would
the
be,
horse part.
I think it'd be the
too
normal
small.
horse part because that's more. You got more space for a big heart, and it's
Yeah.
closer to the center of pushing blood around.
So wait. So then we get into the evolutionary issues of digestion. Like the reason we have reason omnivorously our
It is-
intestines
well-
are longer.
Um,
I'm sorry.
what's it
Human-based
called?
heart. Weird question.
Centaurs are definitely not coming from Darwinism.
Well, I'm just saying, just from the aspect of an organism in general, the digestive tract would have to be either so long that they can't eat meat at all, because you can't have that.
I'm
sitting
more
in
worried
there
about the
that
fact
long,
that when they
or-
say the Pledge of Allegiance, they have to put their hand on their crotch.
To reply to Jacob, I'm gonna have to quote the Blue Raptor here and say that's not how magic works.
Okay, Blue Raptor. You know what? Okay, I'm looking for a centaur diagram.
So while that happened, Josh, you took 40,
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
40 points of damage. So unless you can reduce it, you're gonna lose 2 more hit points.
I'll take the 2.
Okay. She will, at the end of all of this, look. Well, technically, do you think she can technically still make her attack roll? Is my question, because she activated everyone, and how the rules of like tokens work.
Yeah, just do the token, do the action. As far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as the system is concerned, I see no action economy. So like, if you had the resources to pay for it, and I feel like everybody comes with at least one action, then like.
Well, I rolled a nat 1, so as she attempts to hit Rockette one last time, she says, "Not today, my old friends, but I will return." As she teleports away, you can do an what they say? You can do an instinct check to see if you know where she teleported to, but she teleported to a safe location to recover.
I'd love to.
Yeah, why not?
Which, as she leaves the battlefield, all the corpses that are animated just fall to the ground, and you hear
Will I
the
go with her?
cacophonous, like, it's
So-
just her.
Would my
nothing
experience
touching her.
of defeating the Dreadlord help me at all in this?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll add +2.
Got a 12 with hope. But I also, while you guys are figuring out your stuff, I have an even better issue here with centaurs. So you know how so like centaurs have to be birthed still, and like sometimes
Or hatched.
things in nature are born or hatched. Sometimes they're born with deformities or like, you know,
Mutations.
disabilities and such. So what happens when a centaur is backwards? Like the human parts of the
Oh,
ass
gosh.
end.
Breach.
Yeah. No,
I think it's-
no, the human body's coming out of the ass end of the centaur instead
Oh.
of the chest end of the horse. You know what I mean?
I think they're both dead.
Like, because I ran across, I ran across a psychedelic, anatomically accurate labeled diagram of this, and it's
Good.
terrifying to look at.
There's one thing I forgot to do, because if you're okay with me doing it, I'm going to do it. Otherwise, we got derailed with Centaur.
Yeah, I can't.
No, we never
I
got
can't come
derailed.
back.
I'm still off the rails. I've been thinking about it nonstop.
Okay. What is
Yeah.
this?
The other things that she can technically do, and I forgot about because we were talking about centaurs, is I need everyone, because I said I was going to be mean and see how this does. She does her beam of decay before she leaves, so I need everyone to do a strength check.
Can she see me? No.
Before we forget, my instinct was 17 with fear.
Yeah, you won't know where she teleports to.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, what was the other one? Strength, you said?
Yeah, let's see
Yeah.
if it's vision.
Can she hit me if I'm attached to her body? And can't
So
see me?
everything, yeah, behind her as well, within far.
Even if I'm invisible?
Close range in front of the adversary, and anything behind them within far range. So it's
Yeah. It's a big
wibbly
aura.
wobbly on
Big
the
aura.
rules.
They really.
You're in the
I'm
AoE,
gonna-
whether she could see you or not.
Yeah.
That's true.
Uh,
Here we go. I got an 18 with hope. That's the first hope roll tonight for me. Thank you.
19 with fear.
19.
Sorry, that's 24 with fear for this strength.
You're the only. So Jacob, you're the only one who succeeds. So you're gonna take half damage. Everyone else takes full damage. You lose 2 stress. Because she rolls 44 points of magic damage.
44 magic.
Wait, since I'm close to Jacob, don't I get any weird bonuses or
No,
whatever?
no, because I don't have any more. I don't have any more armor slots, and that
You got
actually
no more fucks to give?
no, but that actually also puts me down, even with half damage. Because you said 44.
Yeah.
Even if I use my 2 prayer dice to bring this down, I'm right at my severe level.
All right, that was only a I used my last armor slot to downgrade that to a major, so I'm still up.
I used 3 hope to downgrade that to minor.
So there's another move she has that she can do, because these are based off of the loops that they have for the creature. It says your life is mine. Technically, Alex, you are the closest thing to her.
But she can't see me.
And I'm down.
Yeah.
There's no line of sight rules.
Yeah, it's weird about line of sight.
You're no line of sight rule.
But let me read this and we can make a
Wait.
determination.
If there's no line of sight rules, then is there a rule on how far away someone has to be to hear you?
It's the max distance of far.
As long as they're in
the air.
As long as they're in the scene.
So when triggered, deal 2d20 direct magic damage to a target within close range. The Arc Necromancer clears a number of stress or hit points equal to those marked by the target from this attack. So my understanding, I'm going to say whoever she can see is the closest. If Gumby is invisible, can't see
I'm
him.
invisible. Like, I dodged that one Zombo attack and went invisible.
And if Goldrick is still up, you're actually not in close range. So it goes off, but she doesn't get anybody.
Hell yeah.
Taking a nappy nap.
Yeah. And then she bamfs away. So yeah, that's like the meanest thing she can do with all of her loops going. Spending the fear tokens, activating things based off stress. But she says she'll return.
She's not ever gonna return because we're never playing this shit again.
Yeah.
We gotta wait for version 2 to come out.
Vaughn the Valiant, she's your problem now. She said he'll return to your kingdom, and I don't think I will be.
The king is in his castle. You can either...
Yeah, but if he's far, he can hear us.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a hope and he can hear me.
He's very far. He can't hear us.
You just yell.
I'm just gonna yell at him when it gets very far.
He was in the scene at the very beginning. It doesn't matter how far he is.
That's true, I guess.
And no line of sight rule says I can see him from here.
It's just a whisper. It doesn't matter. He still hears it.
As long as he's not actively hidden.
So, since the combat portion is done, I'm gonna. Okay,
you have to do a death roll, right?
Yeah, you have to do a death roll. Let's do the death roll.
Okay, walk me through this. Treat me like I'm 5.
Okay, let me look it back up.
There's 3 ways to die.
Yeah, there are. Control.
I thought there was 1,000 ways to die, like that show said.
1,000 ways to die.
Look, I got 4 hope. What kind of cool scar are you giving me?
Well, that's where I would.
Well, it's up to you.
Death.
Oh yeah.
Facing death is an important part of being an adventurer, and having a character die can be exciting end to a story, an opportunity for player. Blah blah blah. Okay, death move. You can either embrace death and go out in a blaze of glory, take one action at the GM's discretion, which becomes an automatic critical success, then cross through the veil of death. So I guess if you want, you could do a crit success to hit her because she hit you, and
I could.
If you can do her max, you could take her out, or avoid death and face the consequences. You drop unconscious temporarily, work with the GM to describe the situation. Blah blah blah.
I mean, so we talked a little bit about this.
Yeah,
we talked a little bit about this, and to be honest, like I have no intent of ever playing this character ever again. So of course I'm gonna go out with a bang. What is the likelihood of me taking her down with max dice of a critical success on stunning sunlight?
So it'd be 40.
So
no, was it 40?
20?
Her severe
80 plus roll
is 70.
Okay.
So if you can get 70 points of damage and hit her, you'll take her out.
Well, crit success.
Yeah, crit success. So I hit automatically.
Your minimum damage
my minimum
is
80.
Yeah, that's it. Flashbanger.
Yeah.
I'll go out in a blaze of glory with her.
All right, so she hits you. Or how do you want to take her out before she bamps away?
So she hits us. Rocket goes down to a knee, and he looks up into her dead, cold eyes. He coughs up some blood and just. Seraphina, I never wanted any of this for you, or me really either. But you turned into a real asshole. And he's gonna lift his axe up and go, I loved you at one point, and just blast her.
Point blank flashbang.
Yes.
With that, I imagine that all of the energy of divine that you have been like just filtering
Failing
over,
to use?
failing to
SRH.
use, but filtering over the years, you've just become a giant capacitor that, as you point at her, you become nothing but light and explode, pushing back all of the zombie bodies as they go lifeless as you hit her. She disintegrates into nothing, and only thing left is your like a burnt-in shadow of you on the ground, and then her pile of ashes on the other side.
Went out like a fucking hero. But no one knew their name.
And because your friends were nearby, they all heal max hit points. They're fine.
Yeah.
Look at that.
At the start of this evening, nobody could see Rocket. But I don't think there's anybody who didn't see that.
I like come out of the shadows like, damn, I can't believe he had a crush on her. That's kind of lame.
With a heavy heart, I seek a turkey leg.
There's a upturned cart with turkey legs strewn across the ground. There's one rested inside of its heated well. You can grab whichever ones you'd like.
That's it, man.
Grab me one too. I'm hungry.
You got the far reach. You can't you just grab them with your tongue?
I just don't want. I mean, do you want me to lick your turkey leg too?
It's all right. I've been through worse.
All right. Well,
Yoshi sound effect inserted.
Ow.
Ricardo Goblino, the street magician,
The
comes
butt
out of
magic guy.
hiding. The butt magic guy comes out of hiding. Is just like, wow. Oh my God, the Clustodians, you're so amazing. And then
And he
the
says, "Is this your card?"
This is your card. The one who was in the shackles previously has been busted out, and he's like, "I knew it. The
Butt
dynamic
sorcerer.
duo. The dynamic duo did it again. Who is that? Who is that? One person who exploded.
third guy.
You got
It's not
room
really
for one more?
important. It's not really important anymore.
Oh my god.
And how would you like? You all can narrate how you think the rest will go with the king or whatever epilogue you'd like to do for these characters.
I mean, the next step is to go help that child in the forest, right? Whatever.
Yeah, we
The
gotta
guy who
build
was
our
like, I need your
keep up.
help, and then the zombies attacked.
Gastonia's a bit mismanaged, so we need to find our own place to call our own.
Or at least just not be here. That
Let's
king
definitely
sucks.
not be here.
You guys gotta go cream pie the king.
Yeah, they all.
Yeah, actually, I forgot.
Oh, whisper on the wind. You guys gotta go
We have
cream
to-
pie the king.
Both of us simultaneously have to cream pie the king. Me and you have to cream pie the king. I'm no emotion in my face, just looking at you.
I couldn't imagine a
We
better
both
way
are.
to end this day.
Me neither. Just a couple guys cream pieing the king.
Okay.
And with that, the story ends. Maybe
Okay.
some other time in some other system, we'll bring them
Charles.
back.
What was the king's name?
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
King Vaughn. That's right.
Vaughn the
That
Valiant.
Mhm. Gaston Vaughn the Valiant.
Gaston Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was Daggerheart. We didn't.
Stream schedules
every-
every Thursday.
every Thursday, unless we get
most
sick
Thursdays.
or family stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Most Thursdays at what 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern 6
time.
Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on however time works, sometimes
Yeah.
daylight savings. Yeah. But with that was Daggerheart. We didn't do downtime activities. But what? Yeah, it's not real. But what? How did y'all like it? What were things that you wished were different?
Daggerheart is a beautiful displayed meal on a perfect platter, but every bite you take is a little more bitter than the last.
That's really well said.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think the systems are not as like glaring as I thought they were. The D12 system still kind of frustrates me, especially when the DM's rolling D20s and like you're just gonna get beat up. You're just gonna get beat up.
Yeah.
With the D12, you're basically guaranteed a 13, but every time you add 2 to the DC, it's twice as hard to get there.
Yeah.
That
That's
drop
one of
off
the
is
things
quick.
That still frustrates me. The stress system, the HP system, the hope system, all that stuff were like, I don't know, felt all right during that second combat. Like it wasn't as glaring as bad like the last time, because I think we were just rolling better this time around.
Yeah.
But the lack of action economy, like I guess defined action economy, kind of sucks. And the like most of the spells don't have any, like it's mainly in text that frustrates me. Like like spells will reference a word that is not referenced anywhere else, or like it's just like stuff like that. That's little things that just like fell through the cracks in the writing of this game. That like that's what frustrates me the most. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm invisible. There's no line of sight rules. What? Like,
yeah, the most
You know what I mean?
line of sight rules that they have is like if you're behind something, you're not visible. But then it's like, how do you then interpret that for invisible creatures or
or hidden, like
partial coverage and so on?
Yeah.
The other and this we talked about a little bit before we got back from the break, is telling you all like, hey, because the rules is written don't specifically say I can't use all of her moves at the same time. Again, going back to the action economy, I'm gonna do it, and we agreed upon like, let's do it. That I also agree with is like, have like maybe there might be something I missed, but the loops where they say that they just happen, or being able to spend the fear again.
Spending
in or
fear
out of your
or
turn.
spending stress is great, and the action tokens are great. Those should be so plainly available, like what this costs to do.
Yeah. I think that's what, if I was going to do the biggest suggestion, is like it means more text and probably making it more like D&D, but like just like a spell in D&D when it says it takes 1 action to do this thing, and it's 1 spell slot, and it's this range. Because the like you're pushed back a distance of close. Not only does that grammatically kind of feel weird, like I get it, but just be like you're pushed back up to up to 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Give those words meaning. Like close isn't defined; it just says close.
I mean, it does. Yeah, and again, it does have the like 10 to 30 feet, but like I would just default to max every time.
Right.
You're pushed 30 feet away.
Yeah, they
in what realm are you gonna be like, I need you a little bit closer? Like, I mean, unless you have like a reach weapon that you can follow up with, but I don't know the action economy, so it's like, what am I supposed to do?
We've talked about this before. This feels like a game that's gonna be really great for narrative focused groups. Like, we tend to do a pretty decent blend of combat and narrative in our sessions, but like pre-recorded, like honestly Critical Roles or Dimension 20s or stuff like that's coming out on a pre-recorded schedule. This stuff works great because the DM, GM, whatever, can plan out like, oh, okay, well, at this session I do this move and I don't feel like killing this character yet. I still need to fill out 2 more episodes. I'm not going to push them off the cliff. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit more like in those kind of situations, I can see them planning with it being like, okay, I'm not going to use the max. But in every other known scenario, who isn't going to use the max?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like this. We said it a lot last time. This system feels like, hey, how can we get an entire community to build a game for us?
Yeah. Well, this came up during another playtest I did where when the rules say, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything kind of does this too, where it's like when the rules say that like you can make up whatever or change whatever for your table, like that's an inherent rule for every tabletop system and everything.
Yeah.
But when you're doing that, it's like then at what point are you just diminishing your own system?
Right.
Especially when we already know that they don't have a lot of codified rules. You're like, okay, so you don't have rules, and then you're saying make up what you want. It's like, then why use your system?
They sell themselves as rules light, but half my page is different resources that aren't fully explained.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that if someone wants rules light, this is not a rules light game at all. And if they do, God, it's hard over here.
I would say this isn't necessarily rules light is a bad way to say it. I would say there are less rules than D&D, but that's because the rules are ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like there are rules. They're just so vague and ambiguous that you have to interpret them with, whatever lexicon.
I feel like that makes everything a point of contention. Like you're like, I'm gonna do this, and then we have to talk about how that actually works out.
Yeah.
Like
even when I'm yes-anding it, it's like, okay, let's do it. How does that work?
Right, and that slows it down, and it's kind of
it's supposed to make yes and easier. It's supposed to make the narrative easier, but I don't know about you guys, but I found it a little bit harder for me to kind of play off of stuff because like everything's so ambiguous that I'm like, I don't really know where I fall into this action economy and like what to say or what to do here, because you don't want to railroad your players and the people playing your game, but you want some sort of structure for them to follow. You want like a path.
Yeah.
And this can cut down a forest just to get a path,
Yeah. Well, also I'll agree with that, because like in a lot of people who know D&D or Monster of the Week or other systems where everyone takes turns and what you can do in your turn before you do it, you can also plan those kind of quippy retorts like, okay, I'm going to go after Alex and Alex is going to do something, and now that I'm playing Bex or whatever, it's like I could time up my rhymes when I used to do them. Like, through the power of fire and blah, 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 I cast the fire, because I can plan it at that point. Bars! But when it's narrative or things like don't quite work, or you're also doing the math of the damage threshold, you're like, okay, well, let's translate this. Now we got to translate it again. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to do something funny narrative thing. Also, the amount of dice rolling. Like, I know D&D at higher levels, you earthquakes, whatnot, you do a bunch of damage. But it felt like almost too much. Again, I know that I talked about this last time, the damage thresholds.
If we were playing at like tabletop together, it would have been Math City, man, because everything's 5d10, 6d12. Like,
right, yeah.
It's a ridiculous
all of those single attacks I was doing with like the fucking 5d10s and my advantage d6 and my sneak attack d8 and my chokehold d6s. I'm like, Yahtzee! Like,
you're rolling 10 to 12 dice.
Yeah. Right.
And you do all that, and it's like, all right, mark 1 HP. Like, holy shit, dude! I just did.
I mean, I was doing at least 2 every time, so like that felt all right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that's kind of like we were saying last time we talked about this. Like, the thresholds feel fun. You know what I mean? The threshold system feels fun. The armor slot system's kind of fun. The hope die system is fun. It's just everything else.
Yeah.
With the damage dice and the threshold, I feel like everything can be dialed back a lot of %, because if the max you can ever deal is 3 HP, like if we're level 10 people going against tier 1, tier 0 commoners or whatever it is, Like, we can pull out our biggest, baddest moves, and then you'll be like, that almost killed me. Like,
Basically, like normal guys would just have 1 HP.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you gotta think about like we're level 10. I have 8 HP. That's my. I think you guys have similar, right?
Yeah, I got 10.
9, yeah.
8, 9,
Right,
8.
so,
9,
like,
10. That's
more-
neat.
Yeah.
So like the same. Like how much did Seraphina have? 9.
9. The Bruiser had 12.
See that one seemed crazy. But
I
we were
like
also I think it's because we were rolling low that one.
Well, I also for this one and the last one, remember I took off 3
You
of
did,
their
that's right.
hit points, so they had 9, but it's still a lot.
I like the HP. It's just the way the thresholds and damage dice, like the proficiency.
Yeah.
You got to level up and then choose proficiency over other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was
like,
saying last time. I was like,
There's
I don't like having to choose between all the different levers. I think
Yeah.
with level ups, the thresholds and proficiency should come automatic, and then I can choose how to build my character.
yeah, and that
Yeah.
I feel like that goes to the vault system to me because we're talking about level up now. It's like
Yeah,
You're level
so
10.
stupid.
here's your 5 things. Mix and match them if you want to. I think I don't know. They just got to do
I
more
think
with
that-
level ups.
I think that there is something to the vault system because even like spending my stress to like change out a spell didn't feel as bad as I thought it was going to feel. However, I don't think having only 5 effects available at a time is a realistic thing.
Right.
The
My
other-
response to that was that instead of spending stress to swap them, have them all on board, and maybe the first because they're leveled, the cards are leveled. Maybe the first 5 don't do stress. Like they're always available,
Right.
and the higher level ones, this is going to stress me out because that's a big bad move I've been working on.
I actually like that
Right.
a lot.
Yeah. One of the things that probably would come out if we were to do like a more long-term campaign would be more of that management of stress. Like if we had a short rest, or we did like, the 1T campaign we did, where like I'm keeping you at only short rest, so you never get a long rest.
Yeah.
Then that stress might be a little bit more hectic, especially if we're going into a boss battle. You're like, you already have 4 stress. You can't switch out any
Yeah.
of your higher stuff
Right.
unless you have it prepared.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a lot of promise in that system. It just like I said, like it's almost like with this entire thing, it just needs more work.
Oh,
It's not. It's not ready. This was not ready for public playtesting.
No.
I agree. The whole thing's face value, and once you dig deeper, that's all kinds of mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's neat to playtest it, but again, we're building a game system for them. You know?
Yeah. I also have seen a lot of suggestions, feeds, whatever. I know that it's clickbaity, but the people are like, "This'll kill Pathfinder. This'll kill D&D," and I'm
D&D
like,
killer.
"No, it's not. Not at all. If it as long as
Not
it,
in not in this shape.
This
not
is
in
the
this
WoW
shape
killer.
or- Yeah, I can see that.
Every game's the WoW killer,
Yeah.
dude.
Welcome to WoW Killer.
But with it being a resource management, card builder, whatever thing, it's not even in the same field. I think that's what they would have going for them is it is a tabletop game, but it's not in the same vein of D&D, Pathfinder, or any of the other systems.
I mean, this feels like something I would pick up at like Barnes and Noble because I'm bored and was like, oh, the cover of it looks neat.
Mhm.
Play it for like an hour with the family and then be like, oh, that kind of sucked. I guess I just spent $20 on that and that's down the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why I'm glad that we were able to do this and we're all like gave it the college try. Because honestly, doing it
out
at
of college.
doing it at 10 level also is hard, but there's elements on the DM side where it's really not that hard. It's just there's a lot of bookkeeping on my end, which again takes me out of the narrative. I'm like, okay, I have 2 countdowns going. I have certain abilities I have to keep track of, and then and then do something quippy. But that's where D&D would be easier. I'm just like, I know what they could do.
Right.
Well, because I don't think any of us have asked yet. James, you did play at the lower end of this over the weekend. In comparison to DMing this, How did that feel at the lower end?
Honestly, I'm glad I did it at the higher end first because it allowed me to be prepared for some of the lower end things. Because what happened with that one is in the playtest material, they don't actually have you roll a lot. Like we talked about building up hope before combat or high stress situations. And what I took that I didn't give you all is instead of the starting 2 hope that the players are supposed to start with, I'm like, you all start with a long rest. So I'm going to assume you actually have 3 hope. So they started off at a better spot that helped. And because the rolls, the target numbers are so much lower, literally 10, 13, and 14. 14 is the highest one, and it's not on a boss. It's on a rogue character. Okay. As we talked about, that's pretty much the average that you can get. So even with their +1s, +2, and some of them rolled hot, it was very easy to do narratively, but none of us had as much fun as when we do D&D because they also acknowledged they could see every time I was like kind of putting a D&D rule in to help them have more fun when they're like investigating, because they didn't want to just get things for free. As much as that might sound fun, they didn't want to be like, oh, what's in this cart? And then I tell them what's in the cart. They wanted to do an investigation check. They wanted to potentially miss something. So
they wanted to cut the centaur open.
They wanted to cut the centaur open.
I need to know where the heart is.
So, okay, I dropped in chat. Don't look it up unless you're a weirdo, but there's a game called Cloud Meadow on Steam that has centaurs and humans and is a weird breeding mechanic. But they have centaur eggs.
Yeah. I knew it.
But
centaurs are reptiles. Got it.
Yeah.
Or birds.
Oh my god.
But
any suggestion is terrible.
The lower
JRH NBR for all those old school H3 fans out there.
Honestly, the lower level almost felt more restrictive as a DM. I know that it's like a new system, but the lack of like needing to roll or kind of puzzles. I mean, I made some puzzles and did some stuff, but
yeah,
it just felt like I was like turning it into D&D, and the players then started having more fun. And like the narrative stuff was fun. My suggestions though that we ended up doing for that play is when I allowed them to stack advantage to have more fun, but then they could split it up. Yeah, they could either split it up to hit or add those D6s to damage. Like, because this game says it's supposed to be a cooperative, do team moves or whatever, you know, one of them threw an axe to help with someone who's shooting lightning. So they did a very like Captain America shield, Thor lightning bolt thing. I'm like, you hit and you did an extra D6 damage because the person threw their axe. Yeah, and that made it fun. But then they're like, that's not in the playtest. I'm like, I know, but it's fun, right?
Yeah. That's one of the things we didn't play around with in this is like doing tag team roles and stuff.
Yeah, you all didn't have enough hope to do it.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's part of the problem. I don't want to be a squeaky wheel, so I haven't said it again this go around. But that is super frustrating. Like I was rebuilding hope at the end of this.
Yeah.
Just so that I could have something to do, just to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we were actually playing, like, if this was going to be a long-term campaign, I wouldn't have, killed off Rocket. But in the interest of, like, if we do come back to the system, I would want to play a different class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and that goes to a couple other things too. Where first, I gotta say, next week we're gonna be playing our regular game, new campaign.
We're either gonna play we're probably gonna either bust into the new season, or most likely that. But also maybe do a one shot to get back in the swing of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll make a social post for the first time in forever and let everyone know.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I
have to know before Thursday.
Yeah. But
that's good to hear, Gary.
Nice. But yeah, I think like we've said, and we don't have to keep beating
the sandbox.
We don't have to keep beating the dead centaur to death here. But
That's for science.
For science.
We gotta know.
But yeah, there's honestly, like, I would love to volunteer my time to make it better because I think there is promise. We've said the narrative dice rolling thing is kind of fun, but there's just too much uneven class mechanics. There's too much for the sake of narrative mechanics that end up slowing us down. So that's where I think I'm making a video about it. What was it? Yeah, my takeaway is, like, if it's all based on us and our narrative gameplay, then let's just play a system that we're more familiar with.
Right.
Gonna say it. 5e is king, dude.
Yeah.
How it
And
is.
it's not necessarily king because it's better than anything else. It's just it has built on itself enough iterations that it's ironed out all these these issues.
It's established.
Yeah, because even going off 4th edition, 3rd edition, like, there was still action economy. They just made it better. There's still spells. They just made those better and refined them or changed it. And this, trying to make something that's all new but not, is rough.
Yeah.
I do think, Josh, you would like the homebrew rules I made for this, because it's actually pretty easy to homebrew something in here. They give you everything you need in the playtest. The only problem is making sure it's fair, and then also the loops. Like, if you give anything with a loop, making sure you track it.
All right.
But otherwise, it's really easy, especially low-level stuff. I think this game falls apart by 5th level.
Yeah, I think right at level 6, when you don't have access to your full vault.
Yeah.
That's where I'm pissed.
Yeah. So.
And at that point, you probably, there's still the shuffling. We got level 10, so we're like, grab what you need from your level up stuff. But at that point, you're really picking and choosing what you're going to live with.
Yeah. I really do hope that whoever is in charge of that, whether it's the Spencer Stark guy, who else? I should look at the thing. Let's look at the playtest. Who's doing this? Who's in charge? Developmental editor, Laura. That's just someone else. Lead game designer, Spencer. Rowan, Matt, Alex, and Michael Underwood. Additional writing, Carlos, Felix, Aaron.
Okay. Well, our derail is derailing.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
I'm derailing. Any case, yeah. I hope whoever watched Yell had fun. We're a bunch of shenanigans. Share it with your friends.
Like, subscribe, do all the things.
Do all the
Come
things.
back Thursday.
Do the YouTube.
out
Our regular campaign. Our regular campaign has much less complaining in it. A lot more jokes.
A lot more jokes, and I get to play instead of DM.
They were pretty pretty fast, pretty fun, until someone's got about 10 or 12 HP. Then we bust out every rule book that we own.
Yeah, then the law degrees start coming out.
Yeah, well, that's how you're supposed to do it.
3 turns ago, I forgot to do this thing.
Object!
All right, man. We're going to roll the clip. We'll see you next time. Thank you
right.
for joining us at the Sandbox.
May your centaurs be wild.
Just the right height, no bucket required. Centaur eggs.
No bucket. Oh, no.